Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Wow, that Annapolis City Council meeting was lit last night. If you have a few spare hours, head on over to YouTube and give it a listen. And according to my OMG fact calendar, the spots that you see when you rub your eyes are called phosphenes. So now you know. Anyhow, we do have some news, so shall we? A fatal motorcycle crash in Lothian is under investigation by the Anne Arundel County Police Department. The crash occurred around 6:15 p.m. on Friday evening at the intersection of Mount Zion Marlborough Road and Main Street. Authorities say that 43-year-old Katrina Preer of Upper Marlborough was riding her Yamaha Star westbound when she collided with a 2012 Honda Accord that was turning left onto Mount Zion Marlborough Road. The impact ejected Preer from the motorcycle. She was flown to shock trauma in Baltimore with life-threatening injuries and unfortunately died the following day. The 20-year-old driver of the Honda from Bowie was not injured. The department's crash reconstruction team is continuing their investigation. "65 nonprofit organizations across Anne Arundel County are receiving a financial boost thanks to the Community Support Grant Program. County Executive Stuart Pittman and ACDS CEO Aaron Karpowitz announced $2 million in funding to support groups working in underserved communities. The grants, ranging from $10,000 to $50,000, were awarded to organizations addressing equity, health, education gaps, and inclusion. Recipients included the Chesapeake Children's Museum, the Lighthouse, YWCA of Annapolis and Anne Arundel County, and dozens more. The grants are part of the fiscal year 26 county budget and were celebrated with a ceremonial check, of course, earlier this month. Hey, Maryland residents, if you're drowning in some student debt, you may want to listen up and act fast. The Maryland Higher Education Commission has opened up applications for its Student Loan Debt Relief Tax Credit Program. This year, the state is offering $9 million in tax credits to help pay down qualifying student loans. Eligible applicants must be Maryland residents with at least $20,000 in incurred loan debt and $5,000 still outstanding, and they must be actively making payments. Priority is going to be given to state employees. The deadline to apply is September 15th, and recipients will need to prove that the credit was used to actually pay down the debt or be required to repay it. You want to visit MHEC's website for all the details, and that is mhec.maryland.gov. And as we start to close, today is Ticket Tuesday, and Rams Head on Stage has hooked us up again for August, and I can't believe it is August already. But I have a pair of tickets to see Seven Horse on the 2nd. That's a matinee show. And this is one of the founders of that group, Dada. And that ought to be a really great show. Nicole Atkins on the 2nd. That's the evening show. Or maybe Cashed Out on the 3rd. That's a great reggae band. Or let's go with another one. Augustana with Will Daly on the 5th. If you'd like to see any of those, get in touch with me. I may hook you up, but you want to check out ramsheadonstage.com for all the other great shows coming up this month, and be sure to check out the Annapolis Songwriters Festival. All right, that is a wrap, but first a quick thank you to you for listening, sharing, and letting all your friends and colleagues know about us, and to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Hospice of the Chesapeake, Fish for a Cure, and MacMedics. Now you just need to hang tight because we have your local Anne Arundel County weather coming right up in about a minute, along with Storytime from the Chesapeake Crossroads Heritage Area.
Ahoy, captains and anglers. What better way to spend a day on the Chesapeake Bay than by fishing and fundraising for a cure? Join us for the 19th annual Fish for a Cure tournament, Paul C. Detter's Captain's Challenge, and Shore Party, Saturday, November 1st at Safe Harbor, Annapolis. Fish for a Cure supports Luminous Health Anne Arundel Medical Center's Gayton and Joanne D. Cesaris Cancer Institute. Event proceeds directly support the Cancer Survivorship Program for patients recovering from all types of cancers. Gather your crew and register your boat today at fishforacure.org. Again, that's fishforacure.org. Next up, we're diving into today's Eye on Annapolis weather forecast. From sunny skies over the bay to storm warnings that could impact your plans, we've got the details to keep you ahead of the curve. Stay tuned. It's all coming your way in just a moment.
Well, good morning and welcome to your forecast for Annapolis and the surrounding area. Let's dive into what to expect as we move into August. Today will be mostly sunny and hot with highs near 93. Expect it to feel particularly humid, especially during any strenuous outdoor activities. It is the kind of heat that makes water breaks mandatory and shade highly appreciated. Overnight, temperatures should fall to about 76. Tomorrow remains hot and humid with plenty of sunshine in the morning, transitioning into increasing clouds by afternoon. Highs are going to reach about 92 again. This is another day to stay cool, avoid prolonged sun exposure, and take precautions if you're going to be active outside. You can expect a muggy low near 78 overnight. Thursday brings a little bit of a welcome break from the full-on heat, but not without some drama. You're going to start the day with some sunshine before clouds roll in and a couple of heavy thunderstorms develop. These storms could bring localized damaging winds and flash flooding, especially in low-lying areas. Highs will hover around 88 degrees, and the humidity remains on the sticky side. Overnight lows should drop to about 78. And as we look ahead to Friday through Sunday, Friday begins with morning rain and otherwise stays mostly cloudy and humid with temperatures climbing to around 80 degrees. Should be a perfect night for the crab feast. Saturday offers a more pleasant change, mostly sunny skies, lower humidity, and a high near, but not quite 80 degrees. Perfect for the Navy Fan Fest. Sunday looks even better with plenty of sunshine and comfortable conditions as high reaches about 80 degrees and humidity does continue to ease up a little bit. That's your outlook for late July into early August. Stay hydrated and be mindful of storm impacts on Thursday and Friday, then look forward to some more comfortable sunshine-filled days by the weekend. I'll be back tomorrow with another update.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
Today we're going to continue with Storytime, courtesy of the Chesapeake Crossroads Heritage Area, which has a ton of great ideas to really dig deep into our wonderful Anne Arundel County. You can check it all out at ChesapeakeCrossroads.org, but gather around for today's story. Today's story is about the Rebecca T. Ruark. It's the oldest skipjack still sailing. Built in 1886, she's endured more than a century of hurricanes, groundings, sinkings, the oyster wars, dwindling oyster harvests, the decline of the fleet, and even a truck crashing into the top of her while docked in Tillman Island. Raised from the bottom of the Choptank River and restored again and again, she is more than a vessel. She's a survivor. In 2002, the National Trust for Historic Preservation listed the fleet among America's 11 most endangered historic places, and on July 31st, 2003, she was officially designated a National Historic Landmark, forever securing her place in the American maritime history. Since the late 1800s, skipjacks were purpose-built to dredge oysters in shallow waters using wind power alone. They were tough, low-slung, beautifully rigged, and deeply tied to the culture of the Chesapeake Bay. The skipjack fleet hauled not just oysters, but the dreams and fortunes of working watermen. Most were named to honor the captain's daughter or wife. Some say this is where sailboat racing on the bay really got its start, because competition to get out on the oyster bars first, fill the decks, and get back to the dock or to a buy boat to set the price for the day required a very fast boat and a nimble crew that knew the water and the winds. At its zenith more than 100 years ago, the Chesapeake Bay skipjack fleet numbered in the hundreds. Today, only a few dozen remain, and even fewer still dredge oysters. These working vessels with long bowsprits, sweeping sails, and elegant lines are a living, floating museum of Chesapeake history. You want to mark your calendars now for Skipjack Heritage Days. That's going to be on September 13th and 14th at Sandy Point State Park in Annapolis, where you'll be able to board one of these iconic vessels while you still enjoy storytelling, meet modern-day captains and crew that keep them afloat, and enjoy talks on ecology and maritime history, and explore the champions of the Chesapeake Family Village. On Sunday, there will be a parade of more than a dozen skipjacks at 11 a.m. and a thrilling skipjack race at noon, the first time that skipjacks have raced off Annapolis in many, many years. Skipjack Heritage Days isn't just an event, it is a movement. Chesapeake Crossroads Heritage Area and the Maryland Heritage Area Authority are supporting the Skipjack Heritage Days and their partners, including Skipjack Heritage Incorporated, the Annapolis Maritime Museum and Park, Blacks of the Chesapeake, and many others who work to preserve maritime history, inspire community, and bring the skipjacks back into the hearts of a new generation. This two-day celebration will take place alongside the Maryland Seafood Festival, and with your festival ticket, you get full access to all of the skipjack activities, including deck tours, boat rides, storytelling, and the only skipjack race held in Annapolis. And among those boats attending, two standouts. Among the stars will be the Rebecca T. Ruark, the oldest skipjack still sailing. For nearly 40 years, Captain Wade Murphy II has sailed her out of Tillman Island, winning more skipjack races than any other vessel, where she's rightfully earned the nickname, the Queen of the Chesapeake. And you're also going to get to know Nathan of Dorchester and its crew. Commissioned on July 4th in 1994 as the last skipjack designed to dredge under sail, today she does serve as a floating classroom teaching generations about waterman culture and bay ecology. If you're interested to learn some more, check out eyeonannapolis.net at noon today for a much deeper look. And if you're ready to really make history part of your summer, check out the Historic Summer Bucket List Challenge from Chesapeake Crossroads Heritage Area. More than 60 sites, one challenge card, and lots of stories waiting to be rediscovered. You can get all of the details at ChesapeakeCrossroads.org.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting Mac Medics in Severna Park, where appointments are not necessary. Mac Medics is an Apple authorized premium service provider. Mac Medics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. Mac Medics is also an Apple authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit Mac Medics in Severna Park for Apple authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call Mac Medics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.